I was born in Romania. When I was 10, we moved to the US. And then about 6 years ago, 7 years ago, I felt that God was calling me back to Romania. It was my first time back in Romania after about 25 years of being out. And just driving around Romania, I started thinking, this country needs Jesus. And these people need Jesus in a major way. I heard about BCA and I knew they needed a Bible teacher. And so I just volunteered. About 2 months after that, the board asked me if I could step in and be the interim director. The school had been going through some really difficult things for about the past 5 or 6 years. Staff was leaving, parents were pulling kids out of school. And so, because I like challenges, I said, sure, I'll, I'll do it. And so I started being the director 2 years ago. Last year was the hardest year ever. I didn't think I could keep the school open. I took the job in July. School was set to start in August. We had no teachers. The staff that was in place quit a few weeks before school started. So it was this mass exit of families. And because we lost students, we were in debt. Last year, I started the school year with about 80,000 in debt. Like, it was just in debt. Like, that was my budget. It was minus 80,000. Our secondary principal, she said, why don't you talk to TeachBeyond? Where I was thinking, how do we close well? How do I tell teachers that we might not even be back after Christmas break because I don't have monies to pay salaries? Like, we're done. I'm running out of money. And then we got on the call with TeachBeyond and I was just like, we just need money and we need help and tell me how to close and I don't want to do this anymore. And so we told Greg the story and Greg says, this doesn't sound bad. You're not in that bad of a shape. Like, things are better than you think. Like, you're fine. This is just a bump in the road. We can get you through this. We mobilized a couple of our staff, like 4 or 5 of them, and we worked really, really hard for the rest of last year until summer came. And we did fundraising, and TeachBeyond was with us every single step of the way. I had a couple of meetings a week with TeachBeyond leadership to just figure things out and moving forward. And they breathed life back into BCA. When we finished last year, it was the first year in about 5 years that we finished well. And the staff was excited for the next year. And they were like refreshed and thinking, man, we can do this. And BCA has a future, because we all thought we were going to close the door after 25 years of being a school. And the only Christian international school in Bucharest. It felt like such a sad thing. But when we ended last year, it felt like God has brought new life. It's just been a drop. And now all of a sudden I have 51 students, which is so it's just wonderful. We went from this huge debt last year to breaking even this year because TeachBeyond was able to help us pay off the loans on the building. That put us in such a good place. TeachBeyond gave us a future. They gave us a future. Staff and students are excited to be there. They're excited to serve. They're excited to give and to make BCA into what it's supposed to be. We play a role, we play a part in something, but unless God touches it, unless God does something to it, you can do your best and you can work hard and you can have ideas. And so it's just a matter of saying, God, I need you. Unless you move this, unless you do something, it's just not going to get done, because none of us have the power and the strength to do anything. I realized that dependence on God is the most important, and that if you show up and you're faithful to just being present in a situation, that God can somehow use you. I don't know how. I don't know what he's doing, but you can be part of the plan that he has just by showing up.
I had the privilege of growing up in West Germany, and when the wall fell, it became United Germany, and then finally missions were enabled in Eastern Germany for the first time in my lifetime. And today, as we are 30 years later, able to serve alongside BCA, it really touched my heart, saying we're enabling missions in a place that just 30 years ago, no missions was possible. There were virtually no missionaries in the whole country. And here we are today, walking alongside a ministry that is enabling missions in the country. What an extraordinary opportunity. It goes beyond that. Not only are we just providing Christian education for these kids, we know that these kids will grow up by the power of the Spirit to be the game changers in missions tomorrow. In other words, these are the future missionaries that are in BCA and our other missionary schools around the world. They are the ones that are going to go abroad, go and serve in mission, and we are privileged to be shaping that next generation. So will you join us? Will you join us in helping shape that next generation, the next generation that by God's grace will be filled with the Spirit, ready to go serve and obey that great commission of gospel proclamation around the world. Thank you so much.